I saw Michelle. We can't wait to work with you either, by the way.
Yeah.
Next round. So, yes.
Sorry.
Sex, sexual energy, sexual spirituality. If you guys want to hear our take on that, let us know. James says we're live.
I thought he was saying yes to talking about sex.
Are we rolling right now?
Yeah, well, you can.
Right on.
I mean, like it's rolling.
We're rolling.
We are rolling.
Well,
What's
that?
I apologize for a little bit of the mishaps. But
Whatever. We're having a ball.
If there were mishaps, I had no idea what was going on.
Sorry, I've had this in my hand for like 45 seconds waiting to take a sip.
Take a sip. Yeah, we're going to talk about sex on a live stream one day. This is like my favorite topic in the world.
It's a beautiful topic. It's a beautiful thing, beautiful experience. So anyways, we're live. We're live here. You're watching the recording. And today I'm going to try hard not to blunder this. I'm looking at James and someone's going to make sure I get this right. The 6 things you need to do anything. Sex, says Dr. Mark
We
Tesman.
said sex and everybody's distracted now.
I know, right?
The 6 things you need to do
anything. So let's break that down. This is if you want to build a successful business. This is if you want to have optimal health, optimal fitness, the physique of your dreams. This is, in many ways, relationship building. Yeah. In many ways, not entirely based on that, but certainly business and health and fitness, it dives into that realm. Mm-hmm. So without further ado, okay, because we've promised this now and again, we're live here, recording there. Number 1, what are you smiling at?
I don't know the order he has these in, so I'm excited because I have no idea.
Yeah,
the order. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's a mixed bag of nuts. Number 1, commit to learning. I'm going to talk about it from a business standpoint. For years and years and years, we overcomplicated stuff by telling ourselves repeatedly we didn't know how to do it, and using that smokescreen as a story to almost like we would become negative about it. So let's just pretend we're using hypothetically Facebook ads. We don't need Facebook ads.
Right.
People who use Facebook ads are just looking for money, and that's not us. Our business is pure. Remember we used to talk like that? Yeah. Our business is about the people. It's about helping. It's not about making money, except, the fact our kids need to eat, and food costs cash, in case you're unaware. So when we don't know something, we are often our tendency often is to malign it, be negative about it, or conceal its worth even to ourselves. We broke that pattern by committing to learning the stuff we didn't know. Apply that to health, fitness, apply that to entrepreneurialism. Learn what you don't know. Yeah. Commit to that. Yeah. I have more. You go first.
Yeah, I think that one of the things that I would add is that we end up building stories around it. We build stories about why we're not learning. So, I don't like marketing, so I'm going to hire someone to do that. Or
we've done that.
I don't. I don't learn. I don't want to learn because I don't enjoy reading. Yeah. And we don't look for other solutions, right?
What's the number one reason people don't learn though? What's the number one factor they tell themselves?
They don't have time.
They don't have time.
We don't have time.
We didn't even script that. We just both know.
Which I want to add was the first note that I took. I think that a lot of people avoid learning because they feel like it's overwhelming. There's such a wealth of information to learn, but you don't have to learn it all in one day.
Yeah.
Nor do you have to apply it all in one day. It's a process of taking in the information.
It speaks to something that's so critical. We have had mammoth success in business. We have had mammoth success in our athletics, in our physical culture. And our relationship has become monumentally, perfect and more perfect every day because we followed the slow path. Because every single day we read a couple pages of the book, literally, right? Yeah. Literally. So it's a long, slow process. It's the Kaizen approach to success. It's simple things done consistently every single day. Yeah. That is what commit to learning means. And by the way, 5 a.m. the alarm goes off every single day. And until about 7 o'clock, we learn independently. Yeah. Carrie reads, I read, and at the end of those 2 hours, we share what we learned. Yeah. That's how we decided to commit to learning. Yeah. And it changed everything.
I want to add to that the whole notion of understanding where learning happens. Because I think I started by saying people think it's only reading. Yeah. But I think that we have to look at learning as education at large. Yeah. And because as you were talking, the thing that came so clear to me is I obviously learned through reading. Yeah. But I also learned through listening. So through podcasts and audio interviews and those kinds of things. Of course. But the other place that I realized I learned is through my coaches. So all of the coaches who we choose to work with, they all have this element of educating us. Yeah. They teach at the same time. So learning is vast, and I think the commitment to starting it is essential.
Everything is vast. Does that make sense? Yep. Parenting is vast. Fitness is vast. Health is vast. anything we want to do well, there's a vast array of things and it can be very overwhelming, but that is either going to make you stop, which it does for most people, or start somewhere and commit to the process of learning. That changed our lives completely, okay? Lots of great comments from Mark McCormick. It is overwhelming, Melanie, I agree. And Michelle, I saw your comment roll up a little earlier. That's right. This is the live version of the post that she commented on that I was talking about earlier. Point number 2 of 6. Are you ready for this one? We have to stop.
Yeah, just give me
James is going to... Yeah.
I'm just going to reset the battery so that we don't...
Yeah, all good.
So look at that. We're going to leave you hanging.
This is crazy. Number 2 is...
Dun, dun, dun.
We're going to wait until James tells us it's time. Here's to Trisha go now.
All right, go back.
Number 2.
We're back.
Number 2.
We're back. Number 2. All right, so commit to learning was number 1. This one you may not love because a lot of people don't. But are you ready for it? Commit with your wallet. Okay? Commit with your wallet. I don't know. Maybe there's a metaphysical energy, some kind of flow of intention out to the universe that brings it back. I don't know. I don't care. Maybe it's law of attraction. Maybe that spirituality is just gobbledygook. But I can tell you one thing. When you put skin in the game, it works. When you don't invest in getting better at what you want to get better at, if you want a business coach, if you want to have a better business, if you want to have a better fitness or physique, you want better health, invest in it. When you invest in it, you take it more seriously. You take it more responsibly. You're more accountable for it. Yeah. You know, we held this line, Carrie, for years that we were smart people. We had committed to learning already, so we were going to learn and do it ourselves. And it reached back. It sucked.
Didn't feel good.
It didn't feel good, and it wasn't very successful on any level. We invested in Jason Phillips as a nutrition and fitness coach. It's paid dividends. We invested in any number of business coaches, the most recent of which is Michael Fishman, who's just unbelievable. Okay? It's paid dividends. Every time we've invested in what we want to get better at, we have 10x'd ourselves, our business, our fitness, our health, and everything else.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that this one is just really huge for so many reasons, because we have done things over the last several years where we have, scholarshiped people into programs.
Of course. Yeah.
Right? Because it's part of what we do. We like giving back.
It's a great point you're raising, by the way.
And I think that it's really interesting to note that anybody who we've ever scholarshiped in, with maybe the odd exception, most of them fall off.
100%.
Most of them don't do the work. And it's not a lack of they want it or they don't want it.
Sure.
But when you're committing with your wallet and you're investing in yourself, there's a deeper level of, like you said, accountability and execution. I'm going to go get it. Because you know what, people do have stories around money and wanting to kind of save it as opposed to put it out. So when you put it out there, it's like you're saying, okay, I'm putting this out, but now it's time for me to give back to myself and do what I have to do.
I agree. And I'll go as far as saying live stream, videos, blogs, general organic Facebook posts. We put out as much free content as anybody on the planet. Yeah. We are constantly seeding the World Wide Web with information, thoughts, ideas, blah blahs. We are constantly putting out information for free. We appreciate anybody who ever likes it, shares it, comments on it. We appreciate anybody who sends us a kind word that they appreciated what we put out.
Sure.
And we do so happily, lovingly, and in the hopes that it inspires, educates, engages, and really gives people what they need.
Right.
But I'll be honest right now, the people who truly ascend in the ways they want to in life, business, and fitness do it when they invest in us. Yeah. Anybody who comes through our mentor programs, anybody who comes to our live retreats, that is an investment they're making, and the dividend is 10x. Yeah. Every single time. I want to say this properly, that's even a marketing call. I'm not giving you a link now to go buy something. Yeah. I'm just saying factually. Yeah. When people invest in us, it changes their lives completely. Absolutely. Let's look at it. I think you guys trust yourself, open the wallet, take a chance. Yeah, I agree. Great comments, guys. Love that, Melanie and Diana.
Yeah, absolutely. I I want to say that I'm not sure if I think you have to trust in yourself before you open your wallet.
Okay.
But the reason I'm saying that is because I think that for so many people that we know, that's actually been a massive hindering factor before them jumping in and investing, because they don't. So in that case, trust is actually the word. Do I believe that I can execute and do this?
Yep.
And we know so many people who've come into our programs, and obviously our stuff is mindset based, right?
Sure.
So that's exactly what we tackle. But they don't jump in because they're feeding themselves with a story saying that, well, you don't trust in yourself, you don't believe it's going to happen, so they don't invest. So I just wanted to make that comment.
2 comments from me. Robin O'Grady, one of the best investments ever made. Thank you. Love you to death, love. And Melanie, I didn't read your comment in full before Carrie spoke, so let me just add this. When there's fear, there's misalignment. Okay, so fear is actually an amazingly powerful response mechanism. If we're fearing something, we have to investigate why. Yeah. And if we investigate why, we're going to come to a lot of determinations we didn't know before. So I'm with you that 10 years ago, I was afraid to invest. I was scared shitless to invest in myself. But what I found out was the reason I was afraid is because I was afraid of failing and I was afraid of succeeding. Both parallels. Absolutely. I didn't believe in myself enough, which I'm going to stop right now because number 3 leads into exactly what Melanie just said and what I just said, so let's say it.
Let's do it.
The number 3 thing you need to create whatever you want, you have to change your mindset, and that starts with self-belief. Yeah. Okay, so we have worked with literally hundreds, if not thousands of entrepreneurs at this point in our career together, and here's what we know to be true. Entrepreneurs don't lack motivation. They don't lack ambition. They don't lack work ethic. They don't lack the things that everybody wants to sell them. You know what they lack? Belief. Absolutely. They have self-doubt. They have trepidation. They have concerns about their... Let me say it this way. Your net worth is directly related to your self-worth. There. Absolutely. That's it. That's all. Quote it and put it up on Facebook because that's the truth.
I just want to say, Mark Testa, I love you. Best investment in his life.
Dr. Mark Testa,
we're like 2 weeks in. I love that.
Wait, man, give us like a couple more weeks even.
I just want to add to that point because it's not. You mentioned entrepreneurs, but I'm gonna go down the road of health and fitness for a second. Nobody wants to be fat.
No.
Nobody lacks the desire to want to be healthy or to not change it. It's because they don't have the belief in themselves.
Absolutely.
It has nothing to do with that other stuff.
I just want to add, even though we're not engaging with you right now, keep watching because we have just a massive responsive live stream going on.
We're reading at the same time.
So we're trying to stay focused, but the information hopefully is keeping you excited. Number 4, are you ready for this one? Hi, Elisa, another Quebecer with us today.
I know, right?
This one is huge for most people. I know I don't mean to keep talking about entrepreneurs, but this one happens to be related to entrepreneurs. Take some oars out of the water. Take some oars out of the water.
Boy, have we done that.
We have done that, and it's paid off dividends. Here's the thing, and I talked about this, I think, on Facebook last night. Social media is a perfect example. I know 1 million entrepreneurs who have 1 million accounts spread over 1 million social media networks. I got a Facebook and a Twitter and a YouTube and an Instagram and a Pinterest, okay? I've never been to Pinterest. I know we have an Instagram, Brian and Carrie. I've never seen it, okay? What we used to do is what most people do. They try to fling poop at a wall and they hope something sticks. It doesn't work that way, okay? Here's the quote that I want you to absolutely burn into your brain, okay? Having lots of things will never ever outperform being great at one thing. We chose Facebook in our business about 5 years ago. We got rid of our YouTube channel. We got rid of...
we had multiple streams of both sides.
We had Pinterest and we had
2 of them for 2 things because we had 2 brands.
We didn't even have a website. We didn't even... Our website, by the way, and we're a 7-figure business. Our website got launched 9 weeks ago. We had Facebook and that's all we had. Profile pages, that was it. Yeah. Okay? But we got great at it. And that is the biggest mistake. You have too many oars in the water. And when you have too many oars in the water, you can't be great at any of them. It's almost like you're task managing success as opposed to being great at something that creates success. Right. And that, of course, is true for fitness as well. Right. By the way, can I say one more thing with fitness? Yeah. The number of times people come to us in our mentor programs and say, well, my biggest limitation is fitness. Like, I want to get the body, I want to get the fitness, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, well, what do you do for fitness? Well, I do CrossFit twice a day, and then I go to yoga after that, and I have Pilates between midnight and 3. And we're like, dude, take some oars out of the fucking water. Holy, like, that's where success starts. Pigeonholing to something you're great at.
You stole my point.
Go ahead.
That was my point.
I was going to say, you were looking at me funny. Like, I was like, I did something wrong.
I was waiting to be like, you stole my point. That was the exact point I was going to make insofar as fitness and nutrition as well. I think everybody, so in that realm, I look at it as oars as trying to do everything all at once, right? So people are trying to make their nutrition 100% perfect at the same time as they're trying to, maximize their workouts and get to, like you said, to yoga and to CrossFit and to this place, because we're trying to do it all at once, right? So we're not saying you're not going to eventually have Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. Like, maybe that's the way you're going to go, but get good at one thing first,
right?
And then you can add. But everybody dumps. It's like we amass this abundance of stuff that we think is going to do us what we want, and then we end up getting overwhelmed and confused by it.
If you're an entrepreneur out there right now, or if you're an entrepreneur in there right now, but especially because you're live with us, if what we just said relates to you, oh my God, they're talking to me. Give us some hearts. Give us a comment, because we know we were there. We were in the trenches like everybody else 5 years ago, trying to figure this thing out. And that is this list is what did it for us. So if you relate to what we've said so far, give us some comments and some hearts.
We know it.
Yeah. See, Dr. Teston knows. She's the brains.
I like what Michelle just said though. My kids just ask me what I'm nodding at. When
Right?
you're sitting there nodding at your computer or your phone.
If I promise not to swear anymore, let them listen.
I suspect she's probably plugged in.
Exactly, yeah.
We're good.
See, Diana, that's so you. We try to do everything at the same time. You guys are picking it up, and I'm sure you guys are as well.
What's number 5?
Number 5 is the how, why, who complex, okay? It's such a huge one, and we can relate it to a million things, but let's relate it to this. It's one of the 6 things you need in order to do, create, have anything you want, right? You have to make who you are more important than why you're doing something or how to do it. Who you are sits as the most important thing, okay? And I'm gonna interrupt myself by saying hello to Carol. Oh my God, I love her so much, okay? Let's go back to entrepreneurs for me, because that's the direction I seem to be, my brain's going today. How am I gonna make money? How am I going to maximize Facebook? How am I going to use Pinterest? How am I going to get a website developed? I'm stressed. I don't like talking about that one because that makes me stressed. James says we have 30 minutes left. 3 minutes. We're in the home stretch. 30 seconds. Okay. Well, I tell you what.
But I can start and stop.
Yeah, we might just start and stop for you and keep going a little bit. There we go. So we'll come back in a second. There you go.
We had so many freaking oars in the water that we were sinking our boat. We weren't even rowing in the right direction.
From the mouth of a genius. That's exactly right. You have so many oars, you're sinking yourself. We're back live. We're back with you. So let me restart. Okay, not restart, but kind of go from where I was. Entrepreneurs, how do I make money? How do I maximize Facebook? How do I intertwine Facebook to YouTube? How do I do this? How do I do that? And then we don't like that question anymore because it makes us stressed and we don't know, we get confused. So we read a book that tells us that we have to know our why first. So then we get very spiritual and cerebral about it all. I have to know my why. My why, you're looking at my mouth. She keeps looking like right at my lips.
Sorry. I just got
It's so distracting.
Sorry.
I don't mind. Everyone's waiting for me to finish, but.
Keep going, I'm sorry.
I can't stop watching this. This is awesome.
We get distracted by the why because it's spiritual.
We don't get distracted. We go to the why. We get distracted by my lips. But then we go to the why, spiritual and cerebral. And it's a better question, my friends. It is. It's better to ask yourself why you want to become successful at anything.
Right.
Better than it is how am I going to do it.
Sure.
How is easy? There's a million ways. First of all, commit to learning how. Then commit with your wallet to being taught how. There's lots of ways how it takes care of itself. So why is a better one? Okay, why is a much better question to ask. But none of it matters, none of it, if who doesn't come on top of the entire equation, right? Your health, your mindset, your personal relationships, your emotional stability, those matter most in the success paradigm of anything. Anything. We know a lot of really wealthy entrepreneurs who need to take breaks from work every 3 months because they are in so much mental, emotional, and physical disrepair. Because they blast it for 18 hours a day and they crank it and and they learn how and they know why and they make money, and then they have to take 4 weeks off.
Yeah.
Okay, so look here's a point I want you to consider. Okay, if you're an entrepreneur, for an example, or if you're a fitness enthusiast and we're emulating, I love that person's business model, or that person's physique. Consider this, okay? Before you decide that Gary Vee or Seth Godin or Brian&Carrie or anybody else are going to be the people you learn from because you love how much money they make or you love their business model, ask yourself first, would I want their life? And if the answer is no, then find a different mentor or take what you can from them and start modeling somewhere else. Who you are is the most important part of the equation. Yeah. Guys, I could talk for 17 years about this whole concept of how, why, who from about 17 different angles. Yeah. But I'm trying to relate it to just this whole, you have to prioritize yourself, your health, emotional stability, mindset, and personal relationships. Those are the foundation of all success.
Yeah. I think that so many people get scared when we say that, right?
Yeah.
Because a lot, I mean, of those of you who are watching, can you relate to this, or are you there now where you don't know who you are, right? Like, what does that mean, for a lot of people? And I think that there's so much value in finding that out, because once you find that out, it gets to be your compass for everything.
Sure.
I would not trade all the money in the world. I wouldn't trade more money for what we've created from a lifestyle of being mind, body, and soul. Health, wealth, and relationships. We are across the board on an even keel because we took the time.
I agree.
To make sure that we knew what was important to us and who we were.
We put who first.
And put it first.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's worth noting that we spend an hour every morning together, the two of us, charting our own who out. So we talk about our goals, we journal quietly, independently, then we come and read our journals to each other. That is the foundation of every day for us. And we're going to explain that perhaps in a course or a live stream one day, exactly what we do every single morning, because it's beautiful and freeing and everything else. So let me say to you guys who are watching live with us, mad love, thank you for everything. The hearts, the comments have been beautiful. Keep them coming to you. We have one more, and when we're done this, please make sure you head down below this video box. Give us a comment. Ask us a question. Tell us if you loved this or hated it. We don't care. We're just happy to communicate with you. And if you didn't like it, tell us what we can do better. So here's the last one, okay? Expand your imagination. Expand your imagination. Too many people live in this body they have that they don't necessarily want, and they're trying to be successful at renovating the physique they have now, right? But they get this physical, what do I often call it? It's that whole, this hypnosis of materialism that what we see we are is what is. And it's not. It's where you are in the success of your business, where you are in the success of your health, where you are in the success of your relationships, where you are in the success of your fitness or physique, is nothing more than a culmination of all the thoughts and imaginations and perceptions you've had to date.
Right.
So don't get confused or, bamboozled or dizzy by if you're on the verge of bankruptcy, or if you are scattering to make more money, or if you don't have the physique you want, or whatever it is that you're here with us learning about, and it applies to you. Don't be hypnotized by that what you see is what there is, or it's a real thing. Expand your imagination. You want to have the body you want. Well, start to see yourself in that body more often. You want to have this thriving business. You want to have more money. Start to donate parts of your day every day to imagining exactly that. We call it imagination theater, but it's not like the action of just being silly and imagining something that isn't real. That's what a lot of cynics say. It's not. We have a mind. The human mind is the most powerful instrument in the world. When you repeat the same visualization, the same words into your mind, if you repeat that on a regular basis, your unconscious mind accepts it as true, and then your actions and habits start to align with it. Yeah. Not only is it not gobbledygook. It's scientifically valid.
Right.
So we learn to expand our imagination as opposed to seeing what was. We chose to see what we wanted.
Absolutely.
And then our life grew into that.
Yeah. I feel like I could talk so much about this particular topic because I love this topic so much. But I just I'm going to go back to what Lisa just said. She said some of the best vacations have happened there in her imagination.
Interesting language. Now, so listen to where Carrie's going with this because I have a feeling.
He doesn't even know.
But I have a feeling.
This is like a test to see if you're right. So what I want to say is that, we use our imagination in multiple ways, right? I think we imagine negatively all the time when we worry and we forecast negative outcomes. That's your imagination. We use our imagination as an escapism.
Yes, listen carefully, everyone.
So like, Lisa, I am not saying you were saying this, right? But if someone were to say to me, some of the best vacations have happened in my mind, in my imagination, my immediate thought would be like, is that a form of escaping to a dream world that is something that you're creating to kind of feel good in the moment? So Lisa, again, I'm not saying that to you, but let's take it to where you want to be from a really truly serving who you are and where you're going. Are you imagining the things that you have your goals wrapped around?
Right.
Imagine your goals. So if you have a vacation in your mind that's a massive, goal, well, that's a different story, but for me, imagination, it encompasses everything that I'm working on in our business, in our life, in our relationships, in my physical self, and that is where I gravitate my thoughts towards in my imagination because that's what I want to build long-term and sustainably from a very deep level of life fulfillment.
Absolutely.
Right? So I don't know if that's where you thought I was going.
That's exactly what I thought. I thought vacation sounds in my head as escape.
Right.
When that's not what we want.
Right.
So listen, Michelle, you just asked a great question. We're going to address it in 1 second. For everyone watching on this recording, thank you so much. Hope you loved it. And please comment below. Come back to Brian&Carrie.live every day and hang out. Cheers.
Bye.